So, it's been a while. I had to sell the Ferris mower. Just didn't have any room for it. Winter came. I just didn't have anywhere to put it. So, this thing, it was an absolute monster during the winter. I wish I got a video of it before, but my yard was, it was a lot worse than it is now. This used to be all dirt, but you can see some tire tracks from the cart over there. But I've gone over this a little bit, and I think I'll go over it more in depth now. So it has a snowblower engine on it. It's 8 horsepower. Tecumseh. It works good. I've been through 2 carburetors, 2 used carburetors. I finally just went and bought a new one because they were cheap enough. So it actually caught on fire last winter, unfortunately, but everything works now. You can see a little bit of the fire carnage up in there, but it did good after I fixed the welds. Well, fixed them. They're still shitty, but we'll get some new ones. I'm planning on lowering that and getting a bigger pulley for that because I can't use the main shaft. I have to use the secondary shaft. So right in there I had to cut that off, and I had to use the secondary pulley, which is going the right way. This actually turns backwards. I don't know if you can see that, but I don't know if you can see that, but they turn opposite ways. So I had to use the other pulley, which is half the speed of the main crankshaft. That's actually the camshaft pulley. And I took the pulley from the original engine, which I still have, and it runs, so I have plans to get that working again. I just put that on there. So it's slow, but it has a lot of torque. And the first speed, this thing pulled a 4-wheel drive truck. So I thought that was pretty good. I have a light bar on it. It works. I used to have just a single light pod. I actually have the light pod back here. That used to be on the front. I need to wire that up. But this works just by that switch right there. That's going to be the switch for the reverse light. So that's really, really bright. So that works. I don't know if I made a video when this was painted, but it used to be red. I sanded it all down and did the rims because those were all rusty, and I made those primer gray because, I don't know, I kind of like the New Holland-y look. So I painted all this. This was all rusty and stuff, so I fixed this. This used to be bad. I used to have just a piece of house wiring wrapped around here on the deck lift. So I got some cable, ran it through a piece of, I think this is plastic tubing for a gas or something, I'm not sure. But just ran it through that little foot pedal. I had to re-weld that because it broke off. I got that run through there, and then I have it run to here. This is rated for, like, I don't know, 60 pounds, but I've had it holding a lot more than 60 pounds. I actually bent the blade. You can't really, well, yeah, you can see the bow in the blade. So I worked her hard this year. I did have tire chains on it, but I left the wheel weights on because I need a little bit extra traction in the mud, because it is mud season where I live. So I have about, I'd say these are 30, 80, another, so that's 100 pounds in those weights, and then probably another 50 to 60 in rotors, so it's 160 pounds of weights on the back, plus me on here, plus this, because the seat's cracked. And you get wet if you don't have something covering it, which isn't that bad. So we get some. I haven't gotten stuck with it, and well, I almost did, but I never had to pull it out. I always get it free just by driving it. This I had a few problems with, and I'm redoing this summer. The flanges right there are bent, and I made a little bushing for this, made out of steel. It's not working, so I'm gonna redo that as well. I think as well I'm gonna move to that bolt hole so I can get a little bit more articulation, because if I put it right down at an angle, I actually did get the angling situated. If I can get this propped up. I don't think I'm gonna be able to, but basically it's just this little lever right here, and then you can articulate it. That wasn't a very good shot of it, but you pull that, and then it just locks into these little things. I didn't have a very good system for it before. I never really had a good system, but I finally just got some, I think that's, I don't know, 1/4 inch steel, bolted it together, because my welder doesn't work anymore. Bolted it there. Spring, that's a really strong spring, so that holds it really well. But if it's angled and I put it down, you just push that like a mower blade. Over there, see how it's not touching the ground, but it is over here? That's, I was having a problem with that, so I want more articulation, because that's right twisted in there. So that digs right in the ground, and then that's not even touching, so it would leave a lot of snow on the driveway. So, but this worked. I didn't have any problems with this. Lifts it right up off the ground. I actually adjusted this a few days ago to make it lift higher so I didn't hit everything while I was driving. And it lifts pretty high for custom made and everything. Also this winter, I broke the front axle, or the walking beam. I broke that right in half. I don't know if I can find the welds right there. I had to bring it to my work to get it welded again. So I really did a number on that, but when I was there I greased everything and got everything working again. So that's good. I didn't break a single belt this year, and I'm pretty proud of that, because people always talk about breaking belts on tractors in the winter and stuff, but I didn't have a single problem. So, also had some problems with the steering. This joint kept popping out, so I just took a punch and I hit the sides of it because I couldn't get the right tie rod end for it, because that's left-hand thread and I bought right-hand thread, so that didn't work. But it works well. And then this is just a little contraption I made. It's a dump trailer. Looks like that, and then you hold that and that goes down. That works good. Never had a problem with that.